Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
We shall now discuss very important factors we should be aware of. So, there is a general conception that singing in high pitch is superior to singing in low pitch. There is nothing inferior or superior about the spacing of one's voice. It is the expanse and the resonation of the voice which is important. Because generally, we hear of a lot of singers talking about, I would like to sing in a very high pitch. To imbibe a very successful singer, they try to ape the Shruti. Please do not do that. Any vocal exercise is meant to improve the strength of the voice and take over the weakness of the voice. No exercise is going to help you to get the natural pitch or vocal space of another singer. You can improve your own voice, the extremes of your own voice, by methodical, focused, logical exercises. So this wrong concept of, you're able to sing very high, so it's a good voice. No. What is important is, in whatever space that you are singing, I'm using the word space, and that denotes the pitch. In whatever pitch you sing, it is important to carefully employ your chest and head region for resonation, which is commonly referred to as chest voice and head voice. As I had already stated, we should not even be thinking of this when we are singing, because by default, the body is designed to allow the voice of the body to move up and down as per the region in which the person is singing or talking. When there is a problem, when there is an impairment in this natural ability, that is when professional help is asked for, and that's when the professional voice trainer or voxologist uses the terms chest voice or head voice. Please do not think that using head voice is wrong. God has not given us a choice. The only example which is most used to remind us about it is the voice being nasal when you have a common cold. We don't have a control over it. Even as we are talking, if we have a severe nasal block, it is evident and obvious in the voice, because the voice on its own moves to the head region. That means voice is being resonated in the head. Do we have a choice? We don't. Voice itself comes from mouth, which is in the head. Voice is not produced in any particular region. It is midway here. The very first built-in resonator for our voice is the hollowness inside the mouth, the vestibule. The secondary resonating, supporting areas is your abdomen. We say abdomen. Actually, what we mean is lower down here in the lower Shrutis, then it comes up to the chest and up here as the Shruti goes up. And none of this is happening one after the other. While singing, it's a quick movement up and down according to the demand of the tune instructed by the brain. So there is no time for us to think and switch over the resonating areas, supporting areas. It should happen naturally. It happens naturally. And if there is a problem, that means somewhere the voice production has been impaired, or the voice itself was not cooperative, and the singer compensates that with one of many kinds of manipulation, which results in several problems: nasality, phonatory gap, vocal abuse, vocal tiredness, sometimes even nodules. So, what is important is first to tell yourself that head is already there as part of the voice movement. There is nothing wrong in using the head voice. You don't have a choice. Please let us not call the head voice as false voice. It is different. So, to improve your modulation, to improve this natural habit, nature of the voice, please practice the exercises which we have been demonstrating by taking care of the loosening of the facial muscle, loosening the jawline, dropping the jaw down, and not holding the jaw by pulling back the cheeks, respecting akara. And the exercises, well designed in several Shrutis, will help you or will help your voice to discover his or her own natural movement, the pathway. All the exercises that we have done have been focusing on this aspect of allowing the voice to stay on his or her own pathway or discover it once again if there has been an impairment. The breathing techniques that we have done will help you habituate abdominal breathing, which is the best for an ideal voice production technique without leaving an effort on your voice. Abdominal breathing, along with a very loosened jawline and facial muscle application, will help you to practice or sing without putting the effort on the vocal cords alone. It is distributed all over. Do not shout in your daily life. Do not shout while talking. I'm intentionally using the word shout because any decibel level beyond your natural body volume is shouting. At the same time, do not whisper. Both are bad for the voice. The function of the vocal cords while talking is not as complex as while singing. So, even while talking, it is good to not shout and not whisper. All the more while singing. It's a mandatory rule. Of course, the recordings or the presentations of certain melodies, certain songs, especially in the popular music field, demands voice modulation, sometimes like whispering and shouting. But if this is adhered to for a long duration or in several songs, this will trouble your voice. It will leave the voice in terrible, intense problems. Strict adherence to avoid these kinds of recordings is better. I know sometimes the popular music field demands this, but we have to remember not to put our voice at stake, because we can't stop singing with one song. It should not be the song of your life, right? We come across at our voice clinic a lot of such cases where popular singers, successful singers, have endangered their voice by imbibing certain different styles of whispering and shouting and throwing the voice beyond the ability of the individual voice. So do not shout. Now we are coming to the point. Do not talk too much. If we want to be successful vocalists, voice is our priority. So verbal expression should be limited. Very judicially used voice. That should be the success of your voice. Do not talk for long duration. The third point. Do not shout. Do not talk too much. Do not talk for long durations. Do not talk too frequently. Nowadays, we are very, very blessed. We have this WhatsApp chat. A lot can be conveyed. So, in a nutshell, I would request all vocalists to think of judicial use of voice, the decibel level, the frequency in which you use your voice for long durations, and then think of a period of voice rest as often as you can. Please drink a lot of water. So when I use the word lot, the quantity is very relative, but definitely more than 2 liters a day. Please do not drink hot water all the time. It may dry your voice unduly. So drink a lot of water, use your voice judicially, and now sleep well. Sleep is as important as water to your voice. Sleeping in the night. When you allow your voice to rest along with the other functions of the body, the voice regains the strength and efficiency with that long duration of sleep and rest. So the voice rest that I was talking about you a little earlier is in addition to the voice rest that a night's sleep gives you. Now coming to the digestive system, let's recap a few points discussed in the first session. The best diet for your voice is your genetic diet. Please take care of food items that may cause acid reflux. Esophageal acid reflux is one of the worst enemies of your voice. If you have acid reflux problem, you should take medical advice and help. Do not ignore it. It is also important to follow a diet which helps you to be out of it. Not enough that you take medical help. You should be very careful with your diet. Timely meals. All these are very important. Do not take certain items which can be generalized as hazardous to the body, to the digestive system, and therefore the voice. Fine flour has been found to be very detrimental to the health of the vocal system for 10 out of 10 people on a sample survey. Also, certain food items which can cause allergic conditions, and that has to be found out by the individual. Always, a non-cooperating voice may not be because of a reason of the vocal cords. You should start thinking about what you have eaten in the previous 2 meals, whether you have had enough water. Are you hydrated enough? So, here we are not talking about a clinical dehydration, we are talking about insufficient hydration of the vocal system. Whether you have slept well is another factor. Whether you have used your voice too much. Have you had an allergic reaction recently to anything around you? Whether you have had an emotional stress period, which is also an important factor. Because ultimately, voice is the first and the basic mode of communication of the human being from a newborn child, crying or laughter. The voice, unless intentionally feigned under the pretense, but voice is the first mirror of your emotion. So stress will settle in your throat. I would like you to ponder over all these points and then practice the demonstrated exercises in the prescribed format, only in the prescribed format. So, in connection to that, I would like to remind you, we have demonstrated the exercises from G sharp to C and at times to C sharp also. I would request you to choose your Shruti, practice in one Shruti lower and one Shruti higher, in which we call as -1 and -2 to start with. Then start adding Shrutis in lower and higher extremes, slowly, but loosening the facial muscle, dropping the jaw down, loosening the jawline, and smiling and not shouting. With all these care of the factors, if you practice, we assure you that your voice will improve, become more cooperative and more facile, more resonant and melodious. Wishing all of you a melodious life and namaste. Thank you.